Hello, and welcome to the Thyroid Warrior podcast. I'm Ebony, and I'm here as your wellness facilitator. I'm going to be sharing my experiences in managing Hashimoto's disease. I really hope that it'll help you on your personal journey. Keep in mind, however, this does not substitute for medical advice. It is only for your information and motivational purposes only. Now, let's get started. Welcome, Thigh Warriors. I'm so happy that you're here. Thank you for listening, and thank you for being a part of just being my friend. I have to say that all of you that listen to this podcast are my friends. And I talk to people about you all of the time, and I love being able to interact with you guys via direct messenger and Instagram and on Facebook. So I just want to send a special shout out to Rose, a special shout out to Reese, and a special shout out to Cynthia. Thank you guys for allowing me to be able to check on you and to make sure you're doing well. And you could be in that same situation as well. I am on Ebony Colina across all platforms. And if you want to hang out with me or chat with me, I would love to connect with you. So let's do a quick recap, because we've been talking about how you're doing and how are you. And for some of you, that was probably a very difficult exercise. And if I'm being honest with you, the first time I heard about it, I was like, I'm not doing that. Nope. I'm not doing it. But I realized how much I needed to. When I went to the Making Things Happen conference with Laura Casey, she kind of pressed on me even more than what I was already doing with myself. And I did not like it, but I recognized that it was so valuable and so important. And I'm so incredibly grateful that I was able to experience that, because she just made me very uncomfortable, but in a good way. Because even when I thought like, okay, I'm good, no problem, she went back and made me think about, okay, what else am I not even conscious about that I'm experiencing? And I literally filled up another 3 pages of things that I had been holding in. And when I tell you that I cried, it was an ugly cry. Like it wasn't the cute, oh my goodness, let me get a napkin and just dab my eyes. No, I found a quiet place where I was staying and I bawled. I just had to make sure that the hotel didn't come looking for me or think that someone was hurting me in my room, but it was bad. But I'm so glad that I did it, because I feel so much better now than what I did 4 months ago when I went. Now, you wrote that letter to yourself. You started going through, hey, wait a minute, what is all this stuff? But now I'm going to push you even further. And I want you to take a deep breath. Take a big inhale and exhale. I'm proud of you, because that was very difficult. Now I'm going to keep pushing and keep pushing, because this month I really want to help you guys lay that foundation and start the process so that you can spend more time loving on yourself and working on your health so that you can be the best version of you. Now, I want you to acknowledge your past. It may not have been ideal. It may have been a great past, but it brought you to where you are now. And that is a good thing, because you're exactly where you need to be in order to start the healing process and in order to start being a more complete person. Now, look at those things as small victories. Those things meaning the challenges that you encountered from your past. Now you know what you don't want, and you also know what you don't deserve, especially if it was an abusive relationship or a bad relationship or just something toxic. Now, I want you to look forward. I want you to ask yourself, what do you want the next 30 days to look like? It's really easy for us to say, oh, here's what my year is going to be, but we don't take that extra time to break down our year so that it feels more attainable. And that's why a lot of people have a hard time reaching their goals, because they don't break things down into smaller pieces. So think about it. What do you want the next 30 days to look like? And if you went to my virtual wellness board planning session, I kind of asked you some of those questions, and Shay talked about that as well. You know, you have to be very specific with things. So I'll give you an example. For the next 30 days, every day I want to exercise, whether it's 10 minutes or an hour, but I want to move my body. That is a goal that I have for myself. Now, what I also want you to do, as you start thinking about the next 30 days, this is your time. I want you to take back your life, and I want you to live the way that you were created to live. There are a lot of people out there that are living their life and they're having a great time, and they are making you miserable in the process, because they want you to do and be what they want you to do in order to continuously elevate them to where they need to be. And I had to realize that in many of the relationships that I was in, from a friendship perspective, I had to let those people go. So that's another example of looking at those past experiences and understanding where I want to go. Now, the way that I kind of help myself get through these time frames is I create a mind map for myself. So I ask myself, who are you? Where are you going? And I break down, where am I going from a career and business perspective, my personal life, my health, and my relationships. And with that, I kind of work through, what do I want each of those things to look like? So I sit very quiet and very still, and I just let myself go. I write out all of that, and I visualize it, and I think about, where do I want to be with regards to these things? How do I want to feel? What does success look like if I, quote unquote, achieve these things? It is an amazing process, and it has helped me to really, really define what it is that I really want. Because every time I write something down and it's not very specific, I hear my mentor, Shantae Grant, going, no, but why? Or how are you going to achieve this? How are you going to get there? Why are you doing this? Is this going to help you reach your vision and your dreams and your goals? Really? Like, is it really? And, you know, sometimes I'm like, wait, why are you asking me all these questions? But I appreciate the fact that she pushed me to really think outside my comfort level, because now I'm able to so very clearly articulate the things that I want and don't want, which is why I've started saying no to a lot more things. Else's family, whether that's trying to break that vicious cycle of thinking I can never feel better or I can't get well, if it's not supporting that, I'm saying no. And I was mind blown, because I felt like I was being the most evil person in the world. But the more I say no to those things, I can say yes to anytime I travel. I can set up a meetup so that I can hang out with you guys and we can talk about what's going on, and we can brainstorm different ways to help you talk to your doctor or to advocate for yourself or just to laugh. That's what I can do more of. I can spend more time with my niece and nephew. I can spend more time with my parents. I can spend more time with my brother and my sisters and really focus on being happy. And that is why I needed to make that mindset shift. Because in the process of making that mindset shift, I'm also able to focus on the good that's happening in my life. And it is such a rewarding thing that I just want to shout from the rooftop. So to sum things up, I want you to acknowledge your past. I want you to recognize it for what it was, understand the lessons, but I want you to focus more on moving forward. And to help you in this process, I've created a mind map for you that I tend to use in order to really help me think through these things. So you can go and download that at ebonycolina.com/mind map, and we will get you going. And once you finish those mind maps, share it with me on social media. I'd love to see it. I am at Ebony Colina, one word, on all social media, and show it to me. I want to see it. So with that, Thigh Warriors, I hope you have a fantastic day. Be well, be whole, and be happy. Take care. Okay, Thyroid Warriors, get out there and take things one step at a time. Remember, be great, reflect on your triumphs, and as always, be well. Take care.